So you're planning an expensive trip to Greece, and you want to know, how do you have the best possible time exploring Greece and the Greek islands? Well, let me give you my perspective. We decided to spend thousands of dollars to travel halfway across the world to spend time in a foreign country with a group of complete strangers. This is such a big commitment for a complete unknown. I know this because I was thinking it for a very long time while my mouse was hovered over the buy button on the tour group website. Is this really going to be worth it? What if everyone is boring? What if nobody wants to hang out with us? What if everyone is older or younger than us? What if we find out that the trip would be so much more fun if we went by ourselves? Before I made my final decision, I began crunching the numbers and said to myself, I can visit all of these places, book everything myself, stay in more comfortable accommodations, and spend less money overall. Additionally, if you're going with a partner or a friend, it's like you're paying double for transportation and accommodation. What this means is you can pay for a hotel for 2 people and pay one price for 1 room. With most tour group bookings, every single person individually pays full price for 1 room, even if you're staying together. With all of this, I took a deep breath and I said to myself, you're paying extra for the experience, and all the planning is already done as soon as you clicked the buy button. Then I clicked the buy button. And it was totally worth it. We had such an amazing time from start to finish. To put your mind at ease, some of the things you have to think about when you're booking tour groups is that most everyone who is booking are generally like-minded travelers who just want to have a good time. Nobody's packing judgment or drama. They leave all that stuff at home and are looking forward to exploration just as much as you are. I want to give a couple pro tips on how to have the best time with your tour group. Tip number 1, go out on the first night. We were definitely a little tired on the first night. We got to Greece 2 days early to explore on our own and just had a long day walking around Athens. Now, I do not drink alcohol. You might say I have a master's degree in nursing a single beer, but definitely don't use that as an excuse to crash early on day 1. People will notice, and you're gonna have a much harder time connecting with everyone later on in the trip. Tip number 2. This goes hand in hand with tip number 1. Circulate. Don't just hang out with the girl you think is pretty or the guy you think is cute. That can backfire later on. You're gonna be spending days or weeks with these 10 to 20 people, and it'll be a lot more fun if you can talk to anyone. Tip number 3, do your own thing. After a while, you might find a couple people that you seem to really connect with in the tour group. But don't forget that this is also your vacation. So make sure you take advantage of all the excursions and opportunities that you want to do, even if you have to do them without your new best buddies. My final bonus tip for group tours is one of the most important. When you're on public transportation, like a tour group bus, van, or boat, make sure that you mask up. It's almost a rite of passage for everyone in the tour group to get sick around the same time. It's really hard to avoid catching the tour group cold when you're all sharing the same poorly circulated bus or van for 3 hours. So wearing a mask might help you avoid catching that sickness. There are a lot of different options when it comes to choosing a company to book your group tour with. They all have their advantages and disadvantages when it comes to accommodations, activities, group size, and price. We chose to go with the Greek island hopping tour with Contiki, and I think it was worth every penny. 10 out of 10, 5 thumbs up, would definitely recommend again. Keep in mind though, each experience is unique as you will have a different group of people and likely a different tour guide. But regardless, the structure and general experience will remain fairly similar. Personally, there were a few things that I liked most about Contiki's Greek island hopping tour. The first was the fact that we got to see so many different islands and destinations. Each one was different from the last, so we weren't just going to the same beach landscape over and over again. There were places to relax, places to party, historical scenic destinations, and we got to experience Greek culture on every step along the way. Truthfully, there was never a dull moment throughout the entire trip. That leads me to my second point. This trip also, in my opinion, was the perfect length of time for a group tour. 11 days is just enough time to do just about everything you want to do, and not long enough where you're getting tired of the people around you, or you start to say, when is this going to be over? We did another tour later on in our world trip where a lot of people were having this very thought. So I'm glad we had such a positive experience with Contiki in this Greek island hopping tour. I hope this video gave you a little bit of guidance on your process in deciding how you want to travel. Lastly, the most important point I want to leave you with is just do it. You've done lots of research on traveling, and if you made it this far into this video, stop asking questions and book your trip already. Thank me in the comments section later. It's been really encouraging watching this channel grow so much over the past couple of months, so thank you guys so much for watching and keeping me motivated to make more of these. If you enjoyed this video, check out our trip to Spain if you've never been there before, and stay tuned for our next video covering the beautiful land of fire and ice, Iceland. Thanks again for watching How to World Trip.